Hello, in this segment, I'm going to talk to you about the Indigo Masculine transit, but I will preface this by talking about what is meant by indigo. Indigo is a part of the color rays of the spectrum of the soul, and as such, the color rays do signify things. Indigo is on the lower, larger wavelength of the spectrum. And this is an energy that is in certain people which underlies many things that are a part of life. This is a term that's been popularized by Doreen Virtue, who first noticed it and wrote about it. However, I will give my guidance and sense of it. The indigo person, someone who carries this color, usually has been someone who has been heavily involved in various systems in past lives. And these are basic systems that we have here on this planet and other planets, such as a military system, healthcare system, education, government, politics, a lot in politics. And in this life, as people incarnate, that part of them starts to rise up. It is a very, very deeply rooted connection, but it's connected to the Hara also. Indigo is like the depth of the ocean. The deeper you go, the darker it gets. It is a dark purplish blue color, and it does lighten up. You can sometimes see this in people as they lighten up. Sometimes their eyes will appear lighter. They don't have a darkness in their eyes. But indigo people have also been plagued by certain things, such as addictions, tendencies to be rebellious, tendencies to get in trouble, because that soul part of them is needing to finally break out of the systems and break free. So you see them being, on the one hand, they can be revolutionaries, fire starter type of people. They're provocative, they rebel. On the other hand, they can be very highly gifted. They're good with machines, they're good with their hands. They are actually good with people who go through tough situations. So they sometimes make good drug counselors, social workers, people that are ready to jump right in. They carry an energetic that helps them feel easy about jumping into trouble. So this has been making them good for the military, parachuting out of an airplane, going into situations, retrieving things. They have a different sense of fear, and many times those fears have been buried. So as they do go through their healing process, they too will have breakdowns. Many times as part of their process, they have turned to drugs and alcohol to cope with things. And so, there are both good and bad aspects with this as well. And people are retaining their best and discarding and eliminating the rest of whatever doesn't serve them anymore. So the indigo masculine transit, because it is a very electric masculine energetic, whether it's in a woman or a man, is moving into being ready for love. So the indigo aspect of the soul of the blue ray illumined twin flame has been first, and then also the next people who follow in this. The people who are the doers, the action people, the people that are on the front lines. This has exclusively been a soul directive to break down, eliminate, and to large bundle transmute social ills. So sometimes you can take someone who is a revolutionary. Someone might call them a freedom fighter, other people might call them a revolutionary, but they're trying to fight some social ills. They have been very singularly focused and have integrated into a society that cannot find a place for them. Sometimes they do not have a side to them that is overly awake or conscious, yet they possess the ability to feel social injustice and misalignments very acutely. Indigos have been categorized. And by now, some people are aware of indigo and they will understand their child is an indigo, or their husband is, or their brother is, or their sister, or somebody is an indigo. They're always in trouble, or they've had trouble, and yet they're really good people. They have a good heart. Yet every individual side of the indigo has been matched exclusively and energetically to their twin flame's unique and complementary scarlet red passion. Sometimes even their own twin doesn't comprehend the level of work that their counterpart has done by transmuting and eliminating from the body and from the collective. And this has been part of the work of people who carry the indigo ray, or somewhere along that spectrum. They help get it lightened up. They help get changes put into place. They help expose things that need changing. The collective will be receiving the new light body from and through the twin flames union together. It was also hoped that many more would avail themselves of this wonderful opportunity. People have resisted change. They've resisted putting things in place. Sometimes there's been a band-aid of a solution. But the individual people are moving along and out of those levels. Now, sadly, some chose to experience another incarnate life and more karma yet again. I will make a note about this, though. This is usually people who have had very extreme situations. They've committed suicide. They can't feel to continue. They've had drug overdoses. They have had alcohol issues to the point where they cannot resurrect their light body sufficiently to get into the next level. And so, yes, they will have another incarnate life. They will finish and clean up whatever karma that they need to in their next life. This is a very electric energy, and both men and women have it, but still the direction is to be being ready for love, real love. So indigos, especially heterosexual men, but also other masculine carrying counterparts of either gender, have now withdrawn energetically. And in higher levels, they are not there propping up old things, so that they may be disoriented at this level. And this is why people will sometimes seem to not be themselves. They're working on another level, and yet they are now coming down to earth and integrating within their body. And that is a part of the spirit that needs to be integrated, connected to the right places, help given to clear certain areas of the body so that it can attach properly. Some people have chosen to give up on their own twin, but it is now time for the others who have persevered, done whatever is necessary, and held on strongly for their counterparts. They will be the ones to do this with amazing, unwavering love for their twin. Both the outer part and the inner part must be in harmony with physical life, the outer cosmos, and universal aspects of living. So what indigos have done is sometimes they're breaking out of the boxes, they're breaking up the boxes actually of life, helping it improve, exposing what needs to be changed. But they have to stop fighting and start loving. The warriors are becoming the lovers. This is so that they too can have a harmonious life, so that they can be in sync with their true love and have a great life, have a new life, which is wonderful. Be proper with whatever other planetary connections or star system connections they have that they need to make peace with. Maybe they shook it up there also, and they are fixing it all now. Maybe it needed shaking up. Maybe it was just part of what needed to happen, and it happened already. But it is being adjusted, fixed, corrected, and the universal aspects of living. Having a home, having a loving home, a cozy nest, a cozy love nest, proper food, proper nutrition, good friends, all of the universal things that people enjoy in their life. The indigo aspect of the Blu-ray soul will be the one to come running home to love. Once all the necessary foundations and grids are firmly established, which are in place now, the cosmic grid was put in place. That was in 2018. Other will come into their beingness because the way is set, the way is paved, and a proper foundation and a new level is set up. The upper grid is in place. The higher level here, which is our foundation, our new foundation of life, is in place. Getting ourselves there, that is the task at hand. So after the first 3 waves of illumined twins have merged and anchored their love, this is the reason why some twins have been unable to feel exactly why their man or woman is unable to respond. It is simply because they are finishing their foundation work. Their soul's response to make this a safe place for their union. And this is for all angelic tribes. For the cherubim, the seraphim, the Ophanim, and the blue rays, who are the Oraphim, the twin flames, and all of their children will also come home. So if you have children or plan to have children, or your twin flame has children, this will also help the children. So all of the karma that remains, your body is in the process of letting go, literally detaching it, unattaching you, giving you detached compassion, moving you sufficiently out of the way. So everything that is part of the old karmic template must be fully released. Karmic soulmates, karmic marriages, expired friendships, business partners, old jobs, and connections to organizations and or religious groups. Even children must be in the proper place and not interfere with your union. They are an extension and a support of your union and not intended to be a karmic burden. In order to be able to merge in full union with your twin, the promise of making your union the priority has to be consciously chosen by each twin. So your other half, your counterpart, will be asked repeatedly from this conscious level if they wish to be. It can feel to them that God is asking them, do you wish to be? Do you wish to be new? They will feel it. They'll be woken up to feel it, to keep their sacred promise to come together with you in divine union. Do they wish this? Do they have a willing heart at every level in alignment with your soul and source love? Do they want to fulfill the divine love between you two, confirming the initial agreement and promise to each other? To willingly enter into being the 5D templates of higher love and union? So please have patience and persistence until they are, because the same things that you have been asked in your messages, in your dreams, through your body, through your higher awareness, in your meditations, they also will go through this. And the answer is always yes, because they will be asked, even if they say no, until the answer is yes, I do. Your indigo counterpart is one of the creators and breakers of systems, and no longer will heart and soul remain connected to the old mental systems. All former indigos are finally tucking into their new light body, into the pink and gold heart of love, the red of passion, the blue and green of healing, love, and compassion. Indigos are now withdrawing and collapsing, and things are collapsing around them, and are not propping up other people or things. That's part of the larger scale work. And this is so that you both become crystal new again, both the masculine and feminine. It has primarily been the electric doing, while the magnetic has been patiently and painfully holding. And why there is such a seeming disparity, as some people may say, well, their twin is the spiritual one, or one of you is the matrix twin, the other one is the spiritual one. You're both the same essence, doing things sometimes on different levels, but towards the same direction. or calling their twin their guru or teacher. This is not valid. It's important to remember you are equal partners and divine lovers. So this will be emotional and confusing while transitioning as they pull out of everything. But they will suddenly make accelerated shifts, and they do this using quantum time. They may go from being angry or upset to cold and distant. They may still drink or drug to cope with the acceleration effect to slow it down and keep it from imploding on them, because it does get overwhelming. So patience is required while they go through this, and don't engage in the drama. Be compassionately detached, because your unifying each other, is always the priority. It is no longer possible to sustain the strings in their mind to holding others. Their heart is solely for their own twin flame. Yet the process of actually extricating themselves can be tedious and truly try your patience. You're not being tried. This is not a test of your patience, not your love, but nor is it for you to let go of them while they begin to come down to earth to fly with you. Drama is being replaced by hot red passion. And they will feel also. It's important that they feel their emotions. Let them feel. Don't try to smooth it over. Don't try to mother them. Allow them to feel. Let it out. They need to. If you feel it or sense it from them, allow them to feel it. Do the proper things that you know to help get it shifted. Walk outside, swim, go into water. This helps both of you. I'm going to touch on grid work because this is also important. This is sort of the next step. Once the old things, the old structure or what they've held in place, they can start to let go of it. So the grid work of the indigos, the old grids, are now becoming the work of the new angels. So prior to reunion by individual twins, sometimes twins may have to travel to their grid points, their home points, before being fully reunited to do specific work. And this feels like a pull. You'll feel pulled to just go to a place. It's not the mind. It feels lovely to you. It feels like I'm compelled to go there. It's just going to be something I need to do. Your family won't understand it. Your friends may not understand it. Much of this work may have been done already, and yet other people may be. And the difference is between the mind and the heart, where it feels comfortable for you. There is spiritual house cleaning being done there. And this is why grid work is important, because your community is important, your neighborhood is important. Your home is important. Your home here is very important. It's your love nest. So you may have to go clear or vacuum the area with your physical presence at least once if you have not been to or are not yet living in your home grid point. Some people don't feel comfortable, or they're in a relationship, they live with someone, but they always feel like they have to go somewhere. That's what that means. They should go at least once. So the initial experience may not be pleasant. Sometimes it's not, because it's spiritual house cleaning. And you may have strange things happen to you. Communication glitches, both physically, verbal, with people where they don't understand you, where there's night and day experiences, or weird communications with lodging or vehicles or a taxi driver, something strange. Feelings of deja vu or paranoia can also happen. And it's a feeling, sometimes it is left there by a morphic resonance, which you are cleaning a bit. Yet do not let this deter or scare you. It is due to the collapse and release of the old framework, the old establishment, the old blocks, or literally clearing and elevating of your new flower of life grid point. So prior to reunion by individual twins, you are going to elevate and clear your physical home point that you and your twin will be living in. You will be living with each other. It may not be decided, but you evoke this feeling to each other. This is very necessary, especially if your twin has not actively done this yet on the physical plane or has only done the high-level cosmic body grid connection points. So this is why it's important. Don't think your twin is doing nothing. Sometimes they're doing the cosmic stuff, you're doing the earthly stuff. Sometimes you are setting up a physical house that they will move into with, or you're closing down a physical house so that you can be with each other. Sometimes your twin has traveled with business and cleared things. So once the twins are physically together, they will properly and fully elevate their grid points simply by being together and making love there. Maintaining their elevated state or love bubble on a daily basis is critical to holding and anchoring their higher love and fueling their home point. So this is why it's important to do body work, because that helps you maintain your high vibration and maintain what I call your elevated state, what I loosely call your love bubble, every single day. It is important for you to feel out which places are suitable and significant for clearing. These will be the touchdown points of your shared higher self, your union with your twin, the unification points, and of which your own physical bodies are the anchor and conduit for higher love to come through. Points to clear may be either a private or public place, a park, forest, a beach or a pier, a building or a museum, your home, or a nearby wished for home together. It could be a place for the children or the elderly, like a community center or school. It may be a very public place with all types of people passing through it, such as an airport. You have a favorite airport, or it could be a church. It could be some other place like a hospital or a healthcare center or a fitness center. It could also be someplace connected to your home in the cosmos, such as a favorite restaurant which serves a delicacy or specialty from far away, from a long ago remembered home. It will be the places that you feel light and comforting and that you feel drawn back to. And in many ways, you're helping that place set up to be lovely for you too. Secondary grid points that you may feel. You may feel that you have two home grid points. It can be a place that you or your twin are presently living in, or the places of your genetic and ethnic lineage in other countries. You will feel to clear all lineage illness from both earthly and cosmic origins. All twin flames have at least one primary home grid point, and some have secondary or multiple grid points, depending on what their work here is, what they're tasked with. There are several planetary or cosmic connections here on Earth in your own bodies. You are expected to travel sometimes prior to prior to coming together, and definitely after being reunited, you will travel. As a couple, you will travel to fuel your secondary points after the home point is fully cleared and elevated and fired up with your twin flame love, which is source love. And the entire universe is seeking a fresh infusion from you. This is why this is so important. So secondary grid points, this will include your cosmic origins, but it is very easily connected to you through the molecular structure of objects or foods that you can locate in your home area through stores or receive as a gift. So right now, connections to Atlantis and Lemuria and the ancient earth through the very substance of it. For example, Atlantis might equal pasta from Italy, because Italy has some of that energetic in the land from Atlantis. Lemuria, certain types of leaves, particularly from Polynesian countries. Objects, mangoes. I'm sorry, that's meant to be mango butter. This has been from some of the diaspora from Atlantis to the Middle East, sage tea. There are plants and things that have been brought and planted into other countries, but they originated in one country. So trust that you will receive or find the necessities to connect. And I have a little depiction on the next slide, which I'll point out to you. So these are things that I've used from my secondary grid point. So I will outline them. I have honey here, which was from California, and that helped me make an initial connection to the ancient culture of Lemuria, which no longer exists. Sage tea, which I got at a Middle Eastern store that specializes in foods from multiple countries. So loosely, this is from the Middle East. You can see that the label is written in Arabic. Squash from the USA. These are seasonal connections also. It's important to eat seasonally as well, which helps you connect with the cosmos. This leaf here, this is what's called a Hawaiian leaf holder. It is made by Native Hawaiians. It actually can be used to hold mail or something like that. It's intended as a decoration in the house. I have a bag of sand here. Sand from California is in this bag, brought to me by a friend. Sand from Florida in this bottle, brought back with me from a trip. The plate here, this was given to me by someone, and it is a glass cake plate from Turkey. The pasta here, this is from Italy. And I have other significant objects here. This is a statue of, I believe it's from China. It is a statue of an angel. It's a depiction, it's a sculpture carved out of wood. It's a carving of an angel from Chinese culture. I don't know who this is representing because I never got a name. This was given to me by my grandfather. It was really the only thing I wanted from his house, but you may not be able to see it in the picture. The wings of the angels have eyes on them. He's also has something here which has eyes on him. And he has several other areas. There's eyes on the other shoulder. This was significant to me because he also has something up here which has an eye on it. And angels are frequently spoken of as having sight in multiple directions. And when I developed my wing structure, the senses went through my arms and hands, where it felt as though when I was in another level, I could actually see through my extremities. Meaning that the information gets fed back from what our senses take in to the higher sight that the area of the head is expanding into, so that you actually can see things. So this was significant for me. Also with grid work and being a new angel, daily maintenance or travel without vibration illness, which can occur when people travel to a place. Sometimes they will feel affected by the energy of that place. So for example, if you live in a more rural area and you were to travel to New York, the high frenetic energy of the city, that urban energy, might affect someone. And it gives people something that is called vibration illness. They feel a dissonance in their vibration in comparison to where they are. This means that you should either daily or when landing, if you're taking a flight or traveling somewhere, especially if you're traveling to where your twin is, collect some natural found objects that you can bring with and easily pack. Find some also when you get there, when you land, so you can bring something with you. It can be a crystal, it can be a pine cone, it can be something very simple. But when you get to your destination, bring part of nature in and bring it back. It can be sticks, branches, pine cones, flowers, shells, etc. Bring them back to your house, hotel, or where you are staying. Change it out every other day, return it back to nature, And this should help keep your alignments much better. Thank you.